Good morning, Cyclones. I'm Matt Mosley.
And I'm Donovan Kennedy.
We begin with the saddening world news of the kidnapped Nigerian schoolgirls. According to Nigerian authorities, it was reported that 276 Nigerian schoolgirls were recently abducted by the Islamic militant group Boko Haram. Boko Haram is a terrorist group receiving training from Al-Qaeda affiliates, according to U.S. officials. Its name means Western education is sin. In his nearly hour-long rambling video, Shekau, the leader of Boko Haram, repeatedly called for Western education to end, saying, "I abducted your girls, I will sell them in the market, by Allah." The outrageous threat means the girls' parents' worst fears could be realized. Parents have avoided speaking to the media for fear their daughters may be singled out for reprisals. It is stated that at least 53 escaped, leaving 223 missing. According to reports, 2 of the girls that escaped died from snake bites, but the rest of them are safe. International pressure on Nigeria is mounting, with protesters taking to the streets around the world to demand the rescue of hundreds of schoolgirls abducted by the terror group Boko Haram. From Los Angeles to London, demonstrators carried posters reading #BringBackOurGirls, a campaign that began on Twitter following the mass abduction of the girls in April, and chanted, "Bring them home, not for sale," and African lives matter. The protest on Saturday came the same day that U.S. Secretary of State John Kerry called on Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan to step up efforts to find the girls. The African Union issued a statement on Friday expressing support to the efforts being made to rescue the abducted girls and bring to justice the perpetrators of this abhorrent act, and solidarity with the anguished families at the Washington demonstration. Nicole Lee, president of Trans-Africa, an African-American foreign policy organization, said, "Can you imagine if 234 girls were abducted from their school in Paris or in Chicago? This would be a nightmare. This would be an uproar. People would care, people would take action, and we would want the same for the girls in Nigeria." The United States has pledged support and aid for the safe rescue of the girls, but has made it clear that no troops would be deployed and that the Nigerian government would need to take lead in rescuing the girls.
In local news, on May 2nd, a group of 3 sophomores from Lanphier High School held a fundraiser for the St. Baldrick's Foundation. St. Baldrick's is a volunteer-driven charity committed to funding the most promising research to find cures for childhood cancers and give survivors long, healthy lives. The idea is that students receive pledges in exchange for their hair. One junior, Marie Shaver, donated her 30 inches of cut hair to Locks of Love, a group that provides hair pieces to financially disadvantaged children suffering from long-term medical hair loss. The entire event was organized by Cassidy Johnson, Tori Rogers, and Sophia Reynolds. All the hair was cut by individuals from the University of Spa and Cosmetology Arts in Springfield, so no one was harmed by a stray razor. Approximately 25 students of both sexes had their heads shaved, and there was also a bake sale. Reynolds gave reporters an estimation of around $4,000 raised for St. Baldrick's. A similar fundraiser was done for the same foundation 4 years ago at Springfield High School, where not only students, but also members of the Springfield Fire Department from number 333. Now over to Today in History with Mr. Lavin and Emma Hardy.
Now just remember, students, always do your reading.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Today in History with Mr. Lavin.
Hi.
What happened today, Mr. Lavin?
Well, on this date in 1914, 100 years ago today, President Woodrow Wilson proclaimed for the first time national recognition of which of the following holidays? 4th of July, Halloween, Mother's Day.
I'm going to have to say Mother's Day.
You're right. Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
Okay, that's all we have for this week on Today in History. See you next year.
Have a good summer, and as always, make sure to do your reading.
I thought the answer was Halloween.
I had no idea.
Gets me every time. With that, we go to Tech Review with Mr. Talkin.
Hello, I'm Mr. Talkin for this week's Tech Review. Today we're covering the latest tech woes. Several security issues have been discovered in the past weeks that could affect countless users of various websites and programs. The first of these is the Heartbleed bug, which allows hackers to steal data from websites using a particular protocol called OpenSSL. Many websites that are affected include Pinterest, Tumblr, and Instagram. These were affected by the bug, and others, including Facebook, may have been. The problem has since been fixed, but experts urge users of these websites to change their passwords for these websites to avoid being victims of the hack. To check whether the websites you use are affected by the Heartbleed bug, you can check any number of articles online, including the one we'll list in the description on our YouTube posting of this video found on Mashable.com. The other vulnerability recently discovered was found on Internet Explorer, which affects versions 6 through 11. The vulnerability left users open to the possibility that hackers could install malware, like viruses, on their computer without their knowledge. This could allow hackers to hijack a user's computer, giving them access to a user's personal files. Microsoft has released a patch to fix it on all recent versions of Windows, even including Windows XP, which Microsoft had just officially stopped supporting just a month ago on April 8th. Suggested fixes include installing any new updates for Windows and also to simply use a better browser like Chrome or Firefox. That's all for us here at Tech Review. Thanks for watching.
I have absolutely no idea what he's talking about.
I just don't like to change my password. It's pretty tedious.
And finally, we go to Silver Linings with Janaea Brown and Marianne Huck.
Hello, this is Janaea Brown.
And I'm Marianne Huck. Our story today is about 33-year-old Miguel Alvarez, who, with one other person, helped take care of 19 elderly people after the elderly home he worked at suddenly shut down.
Valley Springs Manor, which is in California, was shut down due to safety concerns on October 24, 2013. All the staff, excluding Alvarez and the chef, Maurice Rowland, just left, leaving the senior citizens to care for themselves. The two men could not find information on their patients to call their families to pick them up. That left Alvarez, who was just a janitor there at that time, and Maurice to help bathe, feed, and care for the elderly left behind. Alvarez had no medical training, but still did his best to care for the residents.
Both men continued with very little sleep for 2 days before authorities came to help. When asked what inspired him to stay, Alvarez said, "I'd never want to see my parents or grandparents go through anything like that. I tried the best I could." Police started a search for the manager and staff of the place as soon as they got to the scene and put charges on them. And now back to the studio.
These stories always give me a warm, fuzzy feeling inside.
Yeah. Well, I've got good news for all of you that are tired of seeing my ugly face. This is our last news program, so you're not going to see it anymore.
From all of us here at the Cyclone Broadcasting Network, thanks for watching. Stay golden, Cyclones, and hear your birthdays until the end of the year.
Thanks for watching.